I'm back. I'm making chicken for dinner and I'm doing bulgur with it and thought, hey, maybe you'd like to come along and play. So I have a blob of butter. I don't know, it's enough down there. And a little bit of olive oil, a bit more so it doesn't burn. And in that you toss in, this is half an onion, cut however you like it, like that. Give it a shush around. At this point you can add tomato if you'd like it to be tomatoey. I don't. I'm just going to go plain today. So I threw away the packet, but bulgur with vermicelli looks like this. It's the bulgur wheat with little tiny pieces of pre-browned vermicelli. Like this is tiny thin. I love this stuff. It's the flavor just on its own is fantastic. It's really earthy and wheaty and I just love it. It might be my new, it's right up there with as much as I love rice, and I could eat rice every day. Okay, so shush these around a little bit. I want them to be soft but not brown. I don't have a glass of wine. Oh well, I'll have to wait. I won't leave you hanging, and I'm certainly not going to pause and edit just to go get a glass of wine while this stuff is cooking. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Yes, I did go get a glass of wine. Only because I'm going to add a little bit of wine in here and make sure I have it. Okay, so look, that's getting a little bit softer. That makes me happy. So this is such an easy recipe. I'm going to throw in some garlic today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on my mood. I'm also throwing in some green onions because I like green onions. As soon as you can smell the garlic, which is right now, throw in a cup. This is for probably 4 people. So you throw in a cup of this bulgur with vermicelli. Yep. And give it a shush around because you want it to be coated with the olive oil and the butter. And no, I have not put salt and pepper in here yet. I wait. I don't put a lot of salt in here. And pepper. Okay, so it smells like butter and onion and garlic and olive oil and bulgur wheat. Oh, it's just bloody delicious. Now the trick with this that I have learned is keep it nice and high, nice and hot, is when you put the water in. Oh, it's 2 cups of water, by the way, measured. So it's twice the amount of water to the bulgur. So you see, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's just toasting a little bit. I can smell it. 2 cups. Okay. And that water's warm or hot. Okay. I'm going to throw in a bay leaf because it adds a really good flavor. Not even kidding. A lot of people don't think that bay leaves do anything. Make soup with bay leaf and then make it without. Tell me the difference. You can really tell. Okay, so there we go. We're boiling. Okay. I want it to be a bigger boil. Come on, darling. Get boiling. Good enough. Lid on. Turn it down. Set a timer for 13 minutes. I know it sounds ridiculous. Open it at 13. I'll be back. It's been 13 minutes. I hope you used your time wisely. I had a glass of wine. And I have not opened this. I never do. 13 minutes. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, it looks happy. What I have found with this is if you do it for the 15 minutes, if you cook it for 15, it's a little wet, and I like it drier and more fluffy. So if you do not have one of these rice paddles, they are cheap, dollar store. They're cheap. Go get one. because it really helps when you're stirring rice or stuff like this. It doesn't stick or clump up. Okay, so the temperature is still sort of on low, a little bit higher than low. Okay, and basically for the last sort of 2 minutes, 3 minutes of cooking with this, I just sort of shush it around to dry it out, basically. It's cooked. Let's have a little bit. Man, that's good. It's got such a, I'm going to turn the temperature up to sort of medium, low medium. Man, that stuff's good. So just sort of stand here for a sec. Sort of just shush it around, sort of flip it around until it dries a bit. And then you're told it's done. It's delicious. It's got a really, I don't want to say robust, that sounds so stupid. It's delicious. I think it's better than rice. I think I prefer it to couscous and quinoa. It's way easier to cook than either one of those you saw. This is sort of a pilaf version. You can put whatever vegetable you love in there. When you're frying up the onions, I've put in zucchini. Oh, delicious. You can mix in at this point any grilled vegetable you have. I had grilled Brussels sprouts and swede, which is rutabaga, and what else? I had something else. Cauliflower, I think. Chopped it up small, mixed it in with this. Best meal you've ever eaten. Accidentally vegetarian, isn't it? Yeah, it totally is. Okay, so can you see it's drier already? I'm going to turn it up even a little bit more. Sometimes I add a little bit of wine. I'm not going to today. Into the cooking water. I never use broth because I don't want it to taste like chicken. I want it to taste like bulgur and vermicelli and onions and garlic and green onions, and that's what I want it to taste like, not chicken broth. Which is why for this, I use water. Okay? So look, we're almost there. And how long has this taken? Another 2 minutes? Okay, there we go. I should probably sample some just to make sure it's not poison. You know. Look at that. All right, you want separate grains. You don't want it clumpy. Right? Oh, this stuff reheats beautifully. It microwaves beautifully. Dinner's a few hours away still, so I'm just going to put the lid on this, push it to the back of the stove. And then when the chicken is out of the oven, I'll just put over a low fire, heat it up. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to have some. It's too clumpy. There we go. Look at this. It's going to burn my mouth. I want a hunk of onion. Oh, beautiful stuff. Cheese is good. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, there we go. That's how I like it. Okay, when you toss it over, it falls apart. Perfect. Perfect. This is, oh, by the way, I'm going to probably grate a little bit of lemon zest over the top of this before I serve it. Yeah, look at me being all chefy. Heat off. That's it. It's done. Go buy some of this. Go make some of this. There you go.